Hey guys, in today's video we'll be making 3D clothing in Blender. Before I start, I just want to thank you all for the subscribers. I never even thought I would get to 50, so I just want to thank you all. And also join the Discord if you're having any troubles with this video. By the way, if you want to learn how to make this hair, I got a video on that. It's right here. Anyways, let's get started. Okay, first make sure you have a reference image. Then hold Shift A and get yourself a plane. Next, move your plane in front of your character and rotate it 90 degrees. After that, you want to scale it to match the upper body of your character. Next, what you want to do is move it closer to the body. And then you should also be thinking about adjusting it to your liking. Next, click Tab to head over to the Edit tool, and then click Loop Cut and loop cut it once in the middle. Make sure you click 3 while in edit mode, and then select one of the faces and delete it. After this, ensure that the plane is closer to the body. Also, have a little bit of space between the body and the plane. Once you like how it looks, go ahead and add a modifier. The modifier we'll be adding is called the mirror modifier. Click on the droplet and then click on your character. Next, change it to Y, not X. And you should see that everything that we do on one side is going to happen on the other side. Okay, next click on your humanoid and click Tab to enter edit mode. Next, click 1 on your number pad and then click on the X-ray button so you can see both sides. You want to left click and select only the hand. You could also use the B button to do this. Not even gonna lie, there's probably a faster way to do this, but who cares. After you selected most of the hand, unselect the X-ray button and you want to just get into the details and click on the parts that you missed. This is very important because you're trying to hide the hand later on. Once you're done, left click and then do what I do right here. You want to separate it by selection. Now you could grab the arm itself and just click H to hide it. You can always unhide it by clicking Alt H. So don't worry. Do the same thing we did to this arm to the other arm. By the way, if the origin is not on the plane, right click and select set origin to the geometry, and that's gonna fix it. Next, move the plane closer to the torso, go to edit mode, select 1 for vertices and bring this vertex down. Just copy what I do, or just follow your reference image and you should be good. Make sure you select this vertex and extrude it only a little bit for now. Next, you want to focus on the middle part. Bring it a little bit down. Go back to the vertex that you extruded and you just want to copy what I do over here. First, click Ctrl 3 on your keyboard to have a side view. Next, you want to extrude it the way your reference image shows or the way I do it. Right now, the focus is on the neck and the shoulders because this is probably the hardest part. Next, take the second last part and extrude it upwards. This is something like you have to just trust in the process and it's gonna look good at the end. Okay, so after this, click this part and then move it down a little bit. Okay, next click on this part right here and then move it like this. This is gonna be very important later on. Okay, hold the top part and then hold Shift, hold the bottom part. Next, right click and then you wanna subdivide. You're gonna see that it created another vertex. You wanna just use that vertex to create like an arc around the neck. Obviously we're not done with the neck part yet, but let's move on for now. Okay, the next part is very important as well. Just follow what I do right here. Hold Shift to hold on the other point and then click F to fail. Now we're going to subdivide this point over here and this point. Just subdivide it and then raise it up a little bit, raise it in front. It's going to be very important because you're going to use all these points to fill later on to make some sort of clothing out of it. Alright, congrats, you made a little something over here. Now we're not done yet. We have to add lots and lots of detail and all that. Alright, okay, next just copy what I do over here. Select all these points at the side and then make it like this. Alright, next select these 2 points, click F to fill it so that you have a vertex, and then just copy what I do right here. Subdivide, raise it up a little bit. Alright, so you see all these points right here. We're going to select it and we're going to fill it just like that. We're going to do the same thing to this one as well, just to give some depth. Okay, next select this and click E to extrude it just like that. This part is just gonna copy what I do right here. It's honestly not that hard, it's pretty simple. Select these 2 parts and then click F to fill it. just like that. Move it around a little bit. Okay, next select all these points and then click fill. At this point I should have a select counter, right? The amount of times I said that. Okay, moving on, you want to select this proportional editing tool up here so that you could proportionally edit some of these things. You use the scroll wheel to make it larger and smaller to fit your needs. While using the proportional editing tool, bring this down a little bit so that we could get that arc in. That's pretty good. I will be changing that though, just right now it's okay. I'll time to fix whatever is going on over there. It's an easy fix though. Just copy what I do right here. In the knife tool, we're gonna cut here to here and then click enter, and then it should be good. Pick this part right here and then move it up a little bit, just like so. Okay, we're also gonna use the knife tool again on this part. So select the knife tool and then make a cut over here to here and then press enter. Okay, select this point and we're gonna use E to extrude. Make sure your proportional editing is off, by the way. E to extrude. Preferably do it as straight as possible. Alright, all you gotta do now is just extrude these parts right here. Alright, as I'm doing this, pay attention to how I form these faces over here, and I fill the vertices in the vertex. I always check angles to see if something is poking out or not. It's good to check that, and it's good to always make faces where needed. This is like a technique where you just need to trust in the process, and it should be good. Alright, now it's time to fix this part over here. Basically, what you want to do is subdivide so that you have more vertices to work with. Make like an arch around the neck, like an arch around the neck, and fill these faces right here. Don't worry, you will fix some of these errors, some of these things later on. Right now, it should be good. Alright, the next step is very important. Make sure you have extreme mode turned on, just like that. And then go to this point right here and click on the other point, and you want to subdivide it. This will create a vertex right there, and you want to just do that. Alright, so next you take this last point and you want to extrude it and basically connect it together. And then you click all these other points and just click F to fill it. By the way, I subdivided these 2 points right here. Okay, so first you want to take all these points, scale it downwards a little bit, and then extrude it. Once you extrude, you want to extrude and then scale it back upwards and extrude again. Alright, take all these points, subdivide. Also, for this subdivided point, just bring it up. Do the same thing for the bottom one. Next, take the top part and subdivide it. You want to subdivide the sides as well, and then pull out this a little bit. Obviously, this depends on your reference. Alright, since there was a problem with this thing right here, I had to just delete it and just start over. Also remember, sometimes you could turn on clipping like I did right here. You could turn it off later. Okay, after this, take the knife tool and start doing what I'm doing right here. So click the last vertex over here, extrude it all the way close to the end, and then click both of these vertices, click M, and then merge at the center. Alright, next we're going to be using the knife tool again and just start cutting the sides. Okay, raise this up a little bit, and then you want to move it apart. Make sure the unclipping is off, and then you want to raise it back down just like that. Okay, so first click A, then click E, and then you extrude inwards. That's all you have to do. I end up fixing this portion a little bit. Alright, it's time to add the modifiers. Alright, the first modifier we're going to add is called the subdivision modifier. Make sure to change it to simple, and then click 2. You want to enlarge it if you can, so that you don't see the body part. Okay, time to fix the sides. First, of course you push it in. Next, you want to grab these two parts right here, this one and this one, then merge at the center. And you don't want to pull it out yet because it's going to make this mess. Okay, you see this corner right here? Click this and move it up, and then move this thing up. This should fix it. By the way, you can shade smooth it if you want, but make sure you shade smooth by angle. And make sure you put the angle to like none too crazy. Alright, I'll be using the cutting tool to cut a vertex right here, so that it just looks better. Alright, okay, after this part, we're going to be making the arms next. Make sure that you get yourself a cube, and yeah, shift A obviously, and then get yourself a cube. First, you want to shrink the cube by clicking S. Make sure you're not in edit mode just yet. Make sure the cube is relative to the size of the arm, like when you click S. Next, move the cube to the arm, and then resize it to match the arm. Next, click 1 on your keyboard in edit mode and start moving these things around. Make sure proportional editing is turned on. Start moving these vertices around. Also, it looks like I have to rotate the original arm, so we're gonna do that in just a second. Okay, so first move this thing to the side, and then we're gonna rotate this arm like that, like so. I'm gonna set the origin to the geometry and then rotate it like so, just like that. Next, bring the clothing back and obviously adjust it to how the arm is. Okay, next we're going to have a loop cut right in the middle of the clothing. Make sure proportional editing is turned on, and I'm gonna enlarge it just like so. We're gonna do the same things to the bottom ones as well. Just grab all these points and then enlarge it as well. Alright, this part just matters about how your reference looks like and how you want the size to look like. Next, we're gonna add another loop cut right here at the top and at the bottom. Next, we're gonna be adding another loop cut in the right, like across it, just like so. I end up just doing the same thing on the other side, rotating this thing, and I later on use the mirror tool, the mirror modifier I mean. Next, after shade smoothing it, we're going to head over to shade smooth by angle, by the way. But we're gonna head over to the sculpt mode. We're gonna start sculpting. It's gonna be quick, nothing too serious. Using the smooth brush tool, we're gonna smooth out some of the corners a little bit and give it a nice look. Okay, next up we're gonna use a knife tool again and start adding vertices to this thing so that it just generally looks better. Click enter and Alright, next bring this in a little bit more on these parts, just like that. By the way, you can now dissolve this vertex right there. Alright, so I'm gonna do a little time skip right here. To do the neck part, I just made it. It's not that hard. If you want to really learn it, just go ahead and just check my Discord. I'll just tell you guys how to make it and whatnot. But to be fair, the most important thing is the belt. If you want to learn how to make the sword or anything else that you see in here, check out my other videos. Alright, so first hold Shift A and get yourself a cube. Resize that cube and put it around the person's waist. Duplicate this cube, put it on the other side, and go into edit mode and get only a single vertex from the cube. Alright, after that's done, add a modifier. The modifier we'll be adding is called a scoop modifier. Alright, move this circle thingy around the box and around the waist of the character, just like I'm doing right here. Next, play around with the settings and see what you like best. We're going to be adding another modifier called the shrink wrap modifier. The target is going to be the box. By the way, you can enlarge in the box if you want to, and then make it disappear by clicking H. Alright, and you're practically done. Later on, I added a subdivision modifier, and I played around with the settings a little bit to get the perfect, or what I thought was pretty good of a belt. I want to thank you all for listening, and here's the Bible verse for today. Proverbs chapter 13 verse 4 says, "The soul of the lazy man desires and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made rich." I chose this Bible verse because I've been struggling, with being productive. But I feel like this Bible verse will help me, to stay focused, stay hungry, stay humble, try my best in everything that I do. Anyways, peace.